To surrender is to be taken to the edge of your comfort. It is to trust what comes undone in the face of all conflicting expectation and mind games and reason that appears to work against you or appears to work against the innate knowing. As we heal as a collective, many truths are becoming uncovered. Many veils are being lifted. And it looks very messy. It looks very destructive. It feels very unnerving. We are pushing our mind planes into new levels of reality because there are more dimensions beyond what we can see. There are layers of reality stacked upon another, and it's like we exist on one layer. And as you open up your mind and your awareness, you start to perceive other layers. You start to realize beyond the surface, beyond the matrix that we've been conditioned into. But surrendering is still a difficult task for the human. It is a form of death. It's a form of rebirthing yourself many times in one lifetime. We incarnate multiple times in the one lifetime almost, if we choose to. If we take the choices that are for our soul's evolution rather than for our soul's karmic learning. And karmic learning kind of builds up a karmic bank or residue of unresolved or unlooked at business. Whereas we can choose to work through our existing lessons, and the same lessons come in many forms. It's really a lot simpler than it seems. And we step through these invisible portals with our choices, with our decisions as to how we will react or respond to circumstance, to our inner knowing, to our prayers, to our answered prayers, whether we will see them, whether we will choose to be grateful for what is in our experience, whether we will choose to understand that everything is deliberately on our path, and that you are never off the path, you are always walking the path. It is all about your perception of it. And consciously correcting the default of life, well, the default of what we've almost been told on a collective or societal level, that life and situations happen to us, not for us or through us, which is the truth, but to us. And consciously correcting that belief is very disruptive to our energetic sphere in a good way, but we still resist it for its disruptive power. Dismantles everything. This is why if we knew about the truth of extraterrestrial life or of the other dimensions, the other realms, even the truth of the spirit realm on a collective level, we would see the dismantling of many structures, and we are, and we will continue to. But this, within ourselves, even conscious corrections, of course, conscious corrections of the defaults, of the comfortable, in favor of the inspired, the impassioned, the soul contract. because we can choose not to take that path. We can choose. We can go on for many years in that way. We can ignore the signs. We can ignore our dis-ease. We can ignore our heart, our gut instinct. We can stay in situations and relationships that don't serve us. We can live on that very physical, very dense level. We can do that. But consciously deciding to turn and walk our soul's path takes a lot of willpower, but it transforms and transmutes everything. And we are to bear witness to that, to the dismantling of ourselves as we know it, to realize that we are an eternal spirit, an eternal source, rather than a human mind and body walking through this very dark and scary world. And going the other way can feel like climbing this impossible mountain. It can feel like, why is this happening to me? And when will it end? And the pain and the sensitivity, how can I possibly bear it? But there's something within you that knows, even if you're not fully tuning in with it, you know, and it's keeping you going. And subconscious impulse, acting on those defaults, they don't really disrupt the energy, though they are the more dangerous path, because subtly you are led away from yourself, and maybe it'll take many years or many lifetimes before you realize that that's not where you want to be. But the conscious corrections can feel very difficult. It requires quantum leaps of faith into new realities. And you are forging new passageways. You are healing your lineage. You are healing the pathway for your children. You are creating new paths. And the rate of our evolution is determined by our willingness to act upon the truth within us. And if it's not enough to want to evolve on a personal level, you are doing it for the generations to come. You are doing it for the world. You are doing it for the earth. You are doing it for humanity. You're doing it for the entire universe. And we are all serving something. And you are here for a reason. You are so loved. You are so divinely needed and contracted to be here. And you are filled with purpose and meaning, whether you can see it or not. And the revelations and the understandings and the openings will be endless and deeper and deeper, and you will know love deeper than you ever comprehended was possible. That's why we're here.